Free books, science fiction. Watch, listen, and complete the form on Schoology. We'll drop books off on your doorstep while supplies last. Ghost and Bone by Andrew Prentice. Oscar Grimstone has always felt like an outsider. His classmates make fun of his all-black clothes and pasty skin. But now strange things have begun to happen that Oscar can't explain, and he's starting to feel cursed, too. Then, Oscar discovers something truly startling. Even though he is very much alive, he can turn into a ghost. Desperate to find out who or what he really is, Oscar embarks on a journey to the place people go when they die, the magical city of ghosts. There, ghosts live freely and Oscar fits right in. But as Oscar ventures deeper into the city, he quickly discovers that in order to dig up buried secrets, he will need to face grave dangers. And that's just the beginning of this ghost story. H.D. Schenk is a maker, an inventor, someone who builds cool stuff. He's got a plan for the summer. He'll build his own computer and enter it in the county fair. Then everyone will know who he is and what he can do. To earn enough money for the parts he'll need, H.D. has promised to clear out his uncle's overflowing basement. No big deal, right? But there's more in that basement than H.D. bargained for. On his first trip down there, a voice only he can hear starts talking to him about sauerkraut. Who knew the ghost of his great-great-grandmother was haunting an old pickling crock? She's got a grand plan, too, and she'll need H.D.'s help to make it happen. Sauerkraut by Kelly Jones. Two Girls, a Clock, and a Crooked House by Michael Poore. Combine the thought-provoking time travel of When You Reach Me with the humorous storytelling of Lemony Snicket, and you get a wholly original journey through time, space, and the depths of the human heart. This is a story of things that are not possible. It's not possible for Amy to see spirits. She does. It's not possible that Amy and Moo can communicate using only their minds. They do. It's not possible to time travel. Yet, and it's definitely not possible that witches exist. Seriously? And none of these things are possible. Until now. Explorer Academy, Double Helix by Trudy Trouillet. Bored with waiting, Cruz dug his mind control camera out of his pack. He placed the lightweight flat metal strip on his head and popped the lens down over his right eye to turn the camera on. All he had to do was take a picture. Think of the word photo and shut his eyes. The camera would sync up and his brain waves would do the rest. But first, Cruz took a few shots of the canyon walls. The sky was turning a deep rose orange. Aunt Marisol would love this, Lonnie too. He spun the other way, his head tilted back to get a different angle. Cruz saw something overhead. Was it a plane? It seemed to be getting closer, almost falling. He heard a scream, "Rocks!" Cruz isn't safe anywhere, it seems, not even at Explorer Academy with the coolest technology in the world. Why is Nebula so determined to get rid of him, and why before his 13th birthday? With the clock ticking, Cruz must find the missing pieces of his mother's secret formula before it's too late. The 1,000-Year-Old Boy by Ross Welford. There are stories about people who want to live forever. This is not one of those stories. This is a story about someone who wants to stop. Alfie Monk is like any other nearly teenage boy, except he's more than 1,000 years old and can remember the last Viking invasion of England, not to mention the French Revolution and both world wars. Of course, no one believes him. But when everything Alfie knows is destroyed in a fire and the modern world intrudes, he must embark on a mission, along with friends Aidan and Roxy, to find a way to reverse the immortality and grow up like a regular boy, which means finding a way to make sure he will eventually die. It's the summer of 1969, and the shock of conflict reverberates through the youth of America, both at home and abroad. As a student at a quiet college campus in the heartland of Indiana, Terry Ives couldn't be further from the front lines of Vietnam or the incendiary protests in Washington. But the world is changing, and Terry isn't content to watch from the sidelines. When word gets around about an important government experiment in the small town of Hawkins, she signs up as a test subject for the project, codenamed MK Ultra. Unmarked vans, a remote lab deep in the woods, mind-altering substances administered by tight-lipped researchers, and a mystery the young and the restless Terry is determined to uncover. But behind the walls of Hawkins National Laboratory and the piercing gaze of its director, Dr. Martin Brenner, lurks a conspiracy greater than Terry could have ever imagined. To face it, she'll need the help of her fellow test subjects, including one so mysterious the world doesn't know she exists. A young girl with unexplainable superhuman powers and a number instead of a name, 008. Amid the rising tensions of the new decade, Terry Ives and Martin Brenner have begun a different kind of war, one where the human mind is the battlefield. Stranger Things, Suspicious Minds by Gwen Bond. Finn and the Intergalactic Lunchbox by Michael Buckley. Finn Foley has a lunchbox, and when he opens it, weird things come out, like a 7-foot-tall robot and a strange blinking device that glues itself to his chest. The lunchbox also opens wormholes, shortcuts through space that take Finn to the farthest corners of the galaxy. Sounds awesome, right? Not so much. Rocketing through the cosmos attracts the attention of the Plague, a race of gigantic bugs. The thing on Finn's chest belongs to them. It's the most dangerous weapon in the universe, and they want it back. To fight the Plague, Finn will need the lunchbox as well as an unlikely squad: Lincoln, the bully; Julep, the coolest girl in school; Kate, Finn's unicorn-obsessed little sister; and Highbeam, a spy robot from another galaxy. If they can learn to work together, they might have a chance, but the bugs are coming, and they'll stop at nothing to get their weapon, even if it means destroying the world. Tales of Science Fiction. Did you see a book you'd like to read? Visit the library's Schoology page and complete the request form.